What makes this entire situation even more compelling is the emotional and political weight behind that brief exchange between Andrew Barry and Shadur. That moment wasn't just a GM congratulating his quarterback. It was the culmination of months of internal battles, strategic debates behind closed doors, and a front office divided on the direction of the franchise. Barry wasn't just smiling because the Browns won a game. He was smiling because his reputation, his credibility, and potentially his future with the organization were tied directly to the young man standing in front of him. When a general manager stakes his career on a fifth-round quarterback that most analysts dismissed as a developmental project, the scrutiny becomes relentless. Every mistake gets magnified, every delay in progress becomes evidence for critics who want to see him fail, and every decision related to that player becomes a referendum on the GM's competence. So when Shadur stepped onto that field, controlled the offense, made explosive plays, protected the football, and broke a 30-year franchise curse, Barry didn't just win a game. He won validation. The visual of Barry rushing toward Shadur, wearing that relieved and almost emotional expression, tells you that the internal pressure he has been facing was far more intense than the public ever realized. It suggests that there were voices in the organization pushing back against the decision to draft Shadur, voices arguing for different strategies, different quarterbacks, different investments. The way Barry embraced that moment makes it clear that this wasn't just about scouting talent. It was about conviction and the willingness to stand firm when others doubted him. That clip went viral not just because of what was said, but because of what it symbolized: a general manager finally seeing proof that he was right. But that emotional high was immediately contrasted by the stunning decision to deny Shadur the game ball. Fans watching the post-game celebration expected the coaching staff to hand the ball to the rookie who had just rewritten franchise history. Instead, the moment went in a completely different direction, leaving many stunned and angry. When Myles Garrett received the game ball, the room celebrated loudly, and deservedly so. 10 sacks from the defense is extraordinary, and Garrett's performance was dominant. But the omission was glaring. The quarterback who delivered the franchise's most meaningful milestone in decades was left standing without recognition, and that silence echoed loudly through the locker room and across social media. This wasn't just a symbolic oversight. For many, it revealed a deeper issue within the Browns organization, a disconnect between the coaching staff and the front office, or perhaps lingering resistance to accepting Shadur as the new leader of the team. Fans immediately began questioning whether the coaching staff was reluctant to elevate him, whether internal politics influenced the decision, or whether the coaches simply underestimated the significance of his achievement. The fact that this debate erupted so intensely shows how much this moment mattered to people. It wasn't just about the ball. It was about respect, acknowledgement, and the message being sent to a young quarterback who just changed the trajectory of the franchise. The image of Deion Sanders waiting in the tunnel only amplified the emotional weight of the night. Prime time, a Hall of Famer, a cultural icon, a father who poured years into mentoring his son, stood back and allowed Shadur to have his moment before approaching him. When they finally embraced, surrounded by security and teammates, that expression of pride and joy became one of the most shared visuals of the entire weekend. It represented legacy, family, perseverance, and the passing of a torch from one generation to the next. It reminded everyone that beyond the business, beyond the politics, beyond the narratives, this is still a story about a young man chasing his dream with the support of those who love him most. What makes Shadur's post-game comments so powerful is that they weren't emotional or celebratory. He wasn't overwhelmed by the historical significance of what he had just accomplished. He was focused on improvement, preparation, and growth. By emphasizing that he did all of this with just 1 week of practice, he subtly exposed the organizational shortcomings that had kept him sidelined. He didn't attack the coaching staff. He didn't complain. He simply stated a fact that carries enormous implications. If 1 week of preparation produced a performance like this, what could he become with full investment and full opportunity? He left that question hanging in the air, and it may haunt the Browns coaching staff if they hesitate to commit to him going forward. Andrew Barry's stock has never been higher, while Kevin Stefanski's has never been more unstable. Stefanski now faces a crossroads. He can either embrace the momentum Shadur brings and hitch his coaching future to a quarterback who has proven he can elevate the team, or he can attempt to revert to previous plans and risk alienating fans, players, and the front office. Every decision he makes moving forward will be viewed through the lens of this moment. If he sidelines Shadur when the previous starter returns, the backlash will be immediate and severe. The fan base has chosen its quarterback. The front office has chosen its quarterback. And Shadur's performance made it clear that he deserves the opportunity to continue leading this team. This is where true franchise shifts begin. It isn't just the win that changes things. It's the emotional momentum, the fan investment, the locker room belief, and the organizational alignment that form around a player when he proves he can deliver. If the Browns fully embrace this moment and build around Shedeur, the long-suffering franchise that has been defined by quarterback instability may finally have found stability. If they resist it, if they mishandle it, the consequences could shape the next decade of Cleveland football. So now the debate begins. Was the coaching staff wrong to deny him the game ball? Was that a harmless decision or a revealing moment that shows deeper hesitation within the organization? Should the Browns immediately commit to Shedeur as the permanent starter? Was Andrew Barry's moment with him a sign of confidence or a challenge to the coaching staff? And how much weight should be given to Shedeur's comment about only having 1 week of preparation? These questions will drive conversation all week, and the answers will shape the future of the Browns. Now I want to hear from you. What did you think about that emotional moment between Andrew Barry and Shedeur? Do you believe the coaching staff disrespected him by not giving him the game ball? Should he be the permanent starter moving forward? And how significant was his comment about only having 1 week of practice? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this storyline is far from over. If you're invested in Shedeur's journey and want to follow every step of this incredible rise, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Share this with every Browns fan you know because history has been made, the drought is over, and the real story is just beginning. Until next time, keep watching, keep supporting, and stay tuned for more powerful content.